Alright, let's start. So, what we're gonna do today... Hello Johan, welcome. I'm gonna show you the new Ostia and Brundisium for the Reconquered campaign for C3 Augustus. Reason being that it is a bit of a spoiler, so if anyone is out there and wants to just, play it for the first time on their own, that's completely fine. You don't have to watch it. This is sort of a disclaimer, so spoilers ahead, I guess, because I'm gonna talk about development as well as just what it does and play it. Yeah, Johan kind of watched it because he already played it. I don't know if you played Brundisium, but pretty sure you played Ostia. So what's new? Well, a lot. It's not just new events, it's kind of everything, because with Governor's Academia being done, I'm gonna pack it with Reconquered campaign, and it's gonna also be available as separate download on C3 Haven. And that means that the first two maps of Reconquered campaign, Ostia and Brundisium, can now become proper maps, not half tutorials, half maps like before. So we could make them a bit bigger, but I try to preserve the key features, as in they look like you just zoomed out a little bit. Obviously the goals are a little bit higher, but there are also a lot of new events, and part of that is also there is now a veteran difficulty you can select, and it's not a difficulty in the settings, it's on the map. You select it by opening a specific trade rate, so that's how it works. Yeah, I don't know if you want to have spoilers for Brundisium, that's up to you. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but let me boot up the game. And what we should do is first play normal, because I haven't actually played normal. I've played the veteran difficulty to make sure it's possible, but obviously it's possible that on normal it will feel like there's just nothing going on, and that's why we need to test it. And so it's not just about streaming for like fun or whatever. No, it's really for showing you there's something new, and also for me to test stuff and see if it works as it's supposed to. Plus, obviously, if there is someone who wants to help with testing the Reconquered campaign, you can join Discord and you can self-select a test role by agreeing to the terms, and then you will have access to the files. The normal is very easy, but that's for us to, like, obviously, we've played and beaten so many difficult scenarios like Rhodes, Metropolis of Sirena, Massilia RC, Lindum RC. Obviously playing freaking Ostia is not gonna like put the fear of God into you. But the idea is that most people who come into the Reconquered campaign will have played through the Governor's Academia, so I no longer have to explain the absolute basics, but I have to teach them the events especially, and how it's structured and what's gonna be going on in these maps. So that's kind of why and what's gonna be happening. So let's go into this. So 3,000 population, the map is a bit different. Should I read this? There are some changes. It's not the same as before. There's been restructuring. All historical backgrounds are at the bottom now, so you can only read them if you care. Previously, intro had them here, and that's not great. Like, the instructions obviously are important, but the historical background has some hints. Like, if you read it, usually it tells you what's gonna be going on, at least a little bit, or what to expect. But obviously it's not mandatory to read it, so that's why it's no longer at the top. So we have some changes. So first Roman colony, founding of Ostia, we got 3,000 population, 30 prosperity, 60 favor, 25 culture, 25 peace. Welcome, Governor. I've chosen you to oversee a very important assignment. Our city needs to grow rich and prosperous. To achieve this, we'll establish a colony that will facilitate trade with our more distant neighbors. I believe that you've been picked from the candidates as promising and talented individual, therefore I'll refrain from instructing you on the complete basics of building a permanent city. The details of this assignment are as follows. Make sure to use the open landscape around the mouth of the river Tiber and set up a profitable trading colony by extracting local resources for export. I will ask you often to subsidize our food stocks as well, so make sure to retain my favor by promptly fulfilling these requests. These should not prove difficult, however, as the local land is very fertile. After a city has reached population of 1600 people and 10 prosperity rating, I'll allow Ostia to enjoy some perks of Roman culture, which is your first and most important objective. Good luck, Governor. May Jupiter guide your talent to greatness. So we got some edicts. First Roman colony. Rome will send you 100 denarii monthly to fund your city's expansion. And agrarian origins workshops, apart from the concrete maker, are unavailable for the whole duration of the scenario. Education as well as entertainment buildings are locked until the first objective of 1600 population is achieved. So, what's different? Well, concrete is different. You can start building monuments from the first map, and you don't need to, going forward that's gonna be the case, you no longer have to beat the subsidy to make concrete. Reason being, I don't want to lock monuments like that. Because the whole subsidy idea was more about workshop goods in general, not about monuments. But the Augustus has changed it, and there is need for concrete for most monument, or almost any monument. And so, if you really want to, now you can make them sooner. Obviously very expensive, but viable. And that's why it's already here. So, that's the idea. New veteran mode can be enabled by opening... So that's the new veteran mode. New veteran mode can be enabled by opening a relevant trade route in the Empire. This action is free, but it's not technically free. It costs 1 denarii, or denarius. Cause new events or invasions to play out, making map not just harder, but hopefully more interesting, adding replay value. So the veteran mode, it's not just, oh, haha, number higher. No, it's difficulty done right. In terms of, oh, there's just extra content. So that's what it is. Yes, it's harder, but it's not always bad what's gonna happen. And if it is, usually you just have to engage more with the mechanics of the map. So it's not just, oh, suddenly you need way more prosperity or something, no. Veteran mode may alter mission pacing, introduce new events, unlock additional systems, or escalate threats. Expect surprises, but fairness is preserved. Keep in mind that if you wish to opt into the veteran mode, you can only do so in the first in-game year. After this period, the decision will become unavailable. It is strongly recommended you play through the Reconquered campaign without the veteran mode in your first playthrough. Yeah, trade monuments, but I meant oracles, Nymphaea, large temples, you know, stuff like that you can now make. It's the religion. I want to minimize the small temple spam necessity, basically. That's what it's about. The Grand Temples, I don't assume someone will be building a Grand Temple before the subsidy expires, because that's a ridiculous investment, but, you know. Yeah, just... or just build a Pantheon when your economy is made up of Bob and his 3 friends in the farming industry. Yeah, that's gonna go great. Anyway, essential basic tips. I don't think we need to read this. I've read on this somewhat. But we don't need to read the meta tips, we know. History has been changed. I'll read that because it's different. In the year 706 BC, Rome was still a kingdom ruled by a dynasty traditionally considered Etruscan. This needs to be changed slightly because traditionally considered, yes, but also not entirely true. Because it's more so that the Tarquin dynasty is speculated to be Etruscan, but it's not necessarily known. So I'll have to muddle that a little bit. Romans themselves, however, are Latins rather than Etruscans. And this cultural divide made conflict with the neighbors inevitable. Throughout this early period, Rome found itself repeatedly drawn into wars with the surrounding Etruscan cities. The Etruscan nation was not a single unified kingdom, but a loose confederation of independent city-states, not unlike the Greeks of the classical age. These cities were bound together by shared culture, religious traditions, and treaties of mutual defense, yet each pursued its own interests. Rome would later exploit this division as a weakness by negotiating and fighting individual city-states rather than confronting the Confederation as a whole. Rome avoided overextending its limited resources and gradually gained the upper hand over a far larger neighbor. Yes, but also then must be said that this was not as intended as it might make it sound. Like, this is a pretty modern concept, the divide and conquer. But Rome did that, but I think that from what's apparent, it's like it's more of an accidental thing than necessarily a well thought out strategy. But regardless, it happened. The greatest enemy of Rome faced during this time was the Etruscan city of Veii, lying on the 16 kilometers from Rome. Veii posed a constant threat to Roman ambitions in the region. After generations of conflict, the Romans finally conquered the city in 396 BC. Etruscan cities were built differently from those of many other civilizations of the period. They favored hillsides and cliffs, with roads and paths descending through ravines, skilled in mining and metalworking. The Etruscans possessed industrial capabilities that are remarkable for their age. Yes, very different civilization from a lot of their neighbors, but there's just a whole bunch of stuff we could talk about the Etruscans. It's not super well known, but obviously the Etruria, the region where Etruscans came from, I think it's Tuscany, and Tuscany actually has a bunch of mining even to this day, so they had access to resources and were exploiting them basically from this period. It's being used all the way up till today in some places. Okay, let's go to the city. We are randomizing city music, that's okay. So our first, we have dynamic objective display. So variables are used to show you objectives. So our current objective is, it's the Roman colony, get population, get prosperity. So first thing I'm gonna do is go here, not pay ourselves any salary. I'm gonna pay 2 more than Rome, so we get prosperity faster. We do start with a nice block here. I don't need to really think about it too much. We're just gonna use this. I will cut this off though. We don't need to worry about mergers. Just place them. Do that there. We're gonna be playing without the veteran mode at first, and then we'll play with veteran. Obviously the non-veteran is gonna be pretty easy. There's a rock in the perfect spot for a reservoir. This one could work, but I might still need another one. So we might build 2. Because that bathhouse wouldn't get coverage if it's here. I could build that bathhouse elsewhere. Let's do that. It's fine. Okay. We do start a decent amount of money with this. We play very hard. Map is different. I've redone the Empire map. So the different cities. We see the Rome is really tiny. Most of these cities wouldn't be Roman, and I think I explicitly state so. Which is fine. So veteran mode costs 1 denarius. It just, you know, we don't have to unlock it. Rome is cheap. Second cheapest is Genoa, which is a sea trade route. It buys wheat as well. That is furniture that they sell fish. We really will focus on wheat on the normal mode. We receive 38 denarii per sack of wheat, which is a lot. Let's let people move in before we build industry. Build a little bit of a highway. It's an investment, but I'm okay with that. because I think we can get away with it. As they weren't Roman, can't you just change their icon, distant city icons? I can, but you know what the problem is? This is one of the things that I would need. Like, I already used that, like Croton is gonna become a city, but it's gonna constantly have this teal flag, and it confuses people. Because yes, you have the sidebar, but if someone just looks at the map, they'll consider, oh, this is not tradable, but perhaps it is, not here, but, you know, later. Or the yellow ones, like, in Brundisium, there's a bunch of yellow cities because they are Greeks, but you can't trade with them. So what I would actually need is some kind of different indication that it's a tradable city than just the color of the flag, because the color is like yellow, enemy, teal, Roman, but not tradable, red, tradable. But if it's a non-Roman city and you can trade with it, it still has a red flag. I can change how it looks. It's just gonna look really weird. So, you know, in this map, you would basically not have a single red flag if I did that way. Which I don't think is that great. But obviously it's an option. That must be a mistake. If there is a space. Yep, thank you. Let's add that to the to-do list, otherwise I'm gonna forget. Obviously this also serves to catch any bugs. I'm more interested if you could figure out a solution to the trade cities so they look consistent. Plus, obviously, if I'm gonna enable the legacy system, the how's it called? The estates in Capia and onwards, I'll need some kind of different way to differentiate these. So I would prefer, if you know how, if you start the vanilla campaign and you choose between military and peaceful assignments, you have that circular button you click on. I could really use if that button was an asset I could set the city to look like, so that I can have, you know, like the map with cities and whatever, and then the legacy system, I would pick like a corner, put a tab here, and then have the tech tree basically here, and then each would be that circular button going down into different paths. You can change, make the flags color dependent on the city type. Yeah, that would be cool. I think that would immediately solve it. Because it's confusing when it's like, yeah, it's yellow, it's Greeks, but if you're able to trade with them, it should be red, because that's player not realizing that perhaps it's in this list, and they can scroll in it, but obviously some people might play without the sidebar, and that's gonna become really confusing. So yeah, probably not the worst idea. Oh, Fairby, welcome. Let's get some farms going. And this is the normal mode, so we don't need to be super careful. Wheat is gonna basically hold the value forever. I don't want to build that there, but if we do want to cross the river, we can do so in other places, so it's probably fine. Currently, trade rates are consuming my slave time. I can understand that. So, you know, if you ever find the time for the improvement, it would be great, but I don't expect it to be like super fast to implement, especially since you're alone on the development right now, as it seems. We keep the rest for medium decorations. I could get this one here at least. Perhaps get a lararium or two. First wheat, let's open Rome. Export. I really don't like the road, so I'm gonna just scrap it, I think. Stradelius will continue his work on his PR soon, hopefully. I'll get 3 prefects. I could split it into 2 parts, but I think it's fine. So traders should be coming. They are. These already traded.
A good day to you. Can I interest you in some top quality goods?
More farms. We don't need to diversify the economy. This might be slightly too far to effectively carry the wheat, we'll see. If it's like this, probably not if I add a bit of a highway. Question is, how am I gonna fit services? This should work. I know. I'd rather not, though. Not everything has to be a roadblock. I know certain people would believe that, but no. It's fine. I don't know how this area is gonna develop yet. We could split it, but I would probably split if I could bridge over here, but I don't think I can, regardless of how I build this. Unless I fit this farm here, then we could maybe bridge over. But these farms would not be able to deliver here anyway, so it's kind of pointless. Could do clay or sand here. Technically this thing could be a bit closer. Wheat farms deliver 16 tiles, in case you forgot, completely trivial, has nothing to do with what you did. That is right, I know. But also corners, so if I was to count tiles, I don't know in which tile they'll spawn, probably I could account here. But let's assume that the latest tile is here, it would be 10 tiles just to cover that. Then this is 2 instead of 4 because double speed, so that's 12 already. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So technically there is a bit of waste. Yeah, that is. That is a little bit of waste. So this also gives you context of how some people build so inefficiently that like they crush their production rate by 50%. This is costing me like 10% on the furthest farms. These are in time. These aren't. But it's also about if there is enough, you know, stockpile space. You don't have to put the road next to it. Does this tile also count? It's just out of habit. Yeah, I'm just used to doing that. Maybe I should stop doing that because it's not a good habit now that everything is a roadblock. Everything and their grandmother is a roadblock. Always has been. No, it's not always has been, but it is. Deal with it, I guess. Need to give them desirability, but I'm really reluctant to build garbage. But I don't think I can... Well, maybe we can evolve them. Even like they are. Can use the button, but I generally don't use it unless I absolutely have to. People are not happy about stuff. Mainly we don't have enough work for them. I could do some sand. It's gonna put us into not that but Baylight, and I will take the Baylight, it's free money. Just need to figure out a different warehouse spot. There. $1,000 pops. Haven't been here a year yet. Sand is piling up, let's open that. Forgot to enable the clay. King requests wheat, drought in the Tiber Valley. Governor, crops have failed and citizens of Rome are starving. I command that you increase your exports of wheat to Rome. As time is of the essence, this will bring some measure of relief to the city and avoid violent turmoil. Export at least 60 cartloads of wheat to Rome in a single year. Until you fulfill this objective, you will lose 1 favor each month. Some historical background. So we got the drought event. This is now below that, which... This fucking bugs me. It's the order of the variables in the menu. It's not... I cannot set the order. I would have to delete that variable, make a new one. It's so annoying, man. It's so annoying. I'll probably just cancel the prosperity requirement. I'm not reordering that. It's misery to do that. I need to put it on my to-do list though. I will consolidate it into one tab. Instead of deleting it, I'll say population and prosperity and I'll count it in this tab. Which will work. Yeah, that would be good. 3 months is a long time, but it will be useful. Thank you. So we need to export a bunch of wheat to Rome. That's fine. We should expand. Can do 8. How's the possible population looking? Gonna have 1600. Just need to make sure we have jobs. Governor, thanks to series, farmers report harvest should return to normal. I thank you for your effort and inform you that Rome will buy and access wheat production from Ostia to prevent future incidents. Yeah, so we got some money, some favor, and the objectives done. This is on normal mode, so it's pretty simple. I'll make more clay because we can sell more clay. What I should do is roadblock this. Money's rolling in, we are just super rich. We've got a pop, just need a prosperity. Ceiling should be high enough for sure. We can get to a 10 even with 10s. 20. I'm not gonna decorate more until I can solve that. Oh, of course. Of course. Even if it's one tile, of course they'll choose the worst possible thing in the known universe. Why wouldn't they? Stop. Let's make some oracles. Don't care about the monuments message. Yeah, why not? Clearly the solution here isn't, oh, maybe you should care and not build things like this and make sure that they just can't go anywhere. No, the solution is, why don't we just make the universe into a roadblock? Yes, clearly. Definitely safer than blaming oneself for, you know, fucking up disastrously. Although, no, I know, it's the worst part, I know they do this. It's just I didn't account for it. I need to build something here and then remove it so these fuckers merge. Merge. I hate the merges, I hate them. Get a freaking food. Merge. Could you just do your fucking job? Thank you. I'll remove this later. Gods are getting pissed already. Croton. They do sell pottery, which is kind of important. In this normal mode, I'm not gonna be selling wheat, so we can just use this dock. It's the best dock spot. We don't need to pay extra, but people are probably not gonna be super happy about that. What's the spot there? No. This allows for one dock, and it's for veteran mode more so than anything else, because it allows you to get a lot of wheat throughput for Genoa. I'll show it once we play veteran mode. Because without that it was impossible to make enough money through the event, so that event was kind of not that great. Next up, furniture from Rome. Oil from Kumai. Need to open another trade route if they buy, yeah, Alalia, more timber. Furniture. Library. Okay. That cost me a ton. Yeah, but we already have idle time. I could make that in VR. But it's about the throughput. I need a lighthouse if I wanted to max that. I don't think lighthouse is gonna pay for itself though. This is pretty far, not gonna be super efficient, but that's okay. Could set up a depot transportation for it. Veteran's gonna be much harder. We'll need to be super careful about everything. Here, I'm just brute forcing it. Not that, because it cuts off my city. Can they go there? Are they going there? Not really. Concrete's not being made either. Did I make some kind of mistake? I don't know why it wouldn't work. Maybe, oh, it's because it's connected to a separate road layout. That's why. Okay. Because when they have access to two roads, they just bug out. And I'm not interconnecting that. It would be stupid. So we saturated the warehouse with goods. Now it's just about winning, really. 60 favor. The peace is gonna take a little while. Once we get prosperity up, we will need, or we will have, oh, we really need tents. I think the market supply is not super stable. I'll add a market. Spare ourselves a little celery. Yeah. But it's a bug. Because they technically can reach it, but because of retarded behavior they can't. So that's a bug. Not a feature. But it is kind of related to, like, if you build, like, this engineer was spawning here even though it was the only tile he could even go to apart from the correct one, and he just refused to do the correct thing. But in this case they didn't work at all. If I connected they perhaps would, because they would go this way. But that's besides the point. Peace, favor, prosperity, just time. There are people who are unhappy. I could pay them more money so they shut the fuck up. Or I could make more industry. There is more trade, but don't really need to make more trade. I could. Clay definitely, you know, could use more. But yeah, normal mode, pretty calm, like there's not much going on. And that's fine. It's supposed to be like that. I need to check if the veteran locked correctly. It's no longer being displayed. We just need peace. And it's climbing because we have prosperity. Now, veteran mode. This is gonna be difficult because, well, difficult. It's still the first map, so like it's not absolutely brutal or anything. It's just, it requires some thinking. While the other approach is just like, okay, build shit, survive by brute forcing everything, no real issues. So yeah, this time we can't really do that, so we'll need to be more careful. Not that greedy? I guess. Could always be more greedy. Might want even more people faster. Could turn into a curse though. Select the veteran mode. The highway. I think in this instance we are not gonna do the highway because it's just not worth it. Because the wheat is gonna collapse. Okay, veteran mode selected. Veteran mode enables the campaign in its full RC rule set, expanded mechanics, sharper constraints, challenges built around planning, logistics and governance on not legacy shortcuts. Trade capacity, worker allocation, monument choices and terrain discipline will matter in every mission. If you rely on habits that bypass systems, veteran mode will push back hard. If you build efficient infrastructure and manage resources with intent, the campaign becomes consistent, fair and fully solvable. This is not punishment, it's death. The kind of structure C3 could have supported with more time, scope and tools. The Empire will give you everything you need to succeed if you build with purpose. Yeah. Veteran hint. So each map has a hint if you select the mode, and it's gonna kind of foreshadow what's gonna be going on. Why are enemy Etruscan sprites hidden in the files when so few provinces ever faced them? Curious. Yes, and also we shouldn't rely on Rome to be nice. Oh yeah, let's pay 2 more than Rome. Drop our salary 20. Did I build like this before? I don't think I have. We could set up a depot getting this way. I think I will. This is gonna be part of this supply hub, basically for trade. I'm gonna probably sell it to Genoa. For now, wheat is still good, but it's not gonna be relevant later. Because veteran mode changes that. Because on normal, it's really easy to just make infinite money from wheat. Not really possible here. Set it up. And we need to diversify pretty early, even though clay is also gonna be horrible for price. Start setting up Genoa already. I think, unless we want to opt into that clay trade. Sand. I think I might still have the bailout to take. We will need some decorations, even though I don't want to make them.
You got through those.
Small tents are not desirable. It's gonna be better once we start feeding people. Because tents have horrible desirability. It goes up as we get them stuff. Don't you know these things? No, I know. I know, I'm well aware. Still gonna do it though. Probably want to that highway, but not yet. Need to be really conscious about what we do and when. Let's open that. We need to diversify the economy. If we just rely on wheat, we're gonna die. It can. I'm thinking about it. Depends if there are goods that I can sell very easily, and there are. But there's also an invasion point, so I need to be conscious about that. But I think it can be done. And still guard it. We'll see. This could be really bad for the military obviously. Buy the nonsense. There's still gonna be a period where wheat is gonna be valuable, and making the most of it does make a lot of sense. So let's try to do what you handed then. Let's add a couple more production structures. Some more wheat, and then we feed people. Could be an explosion there. Let's import some stone and marble. I know. Wheat for Rome. Should be easy. Just lost a ton of money due to imports. I need to stop importing marble and stone now, I think. Otherwise they're gonna die. Starvation avoided. And immediately King's Edicts. Governor, the last incident exposed a key weakness in our infrastructure. What is that? Is that veteran? Yeah, it says when something's veteran mode, it tells you, because this doesn't happen normal. We must always secure vital food supplies to prevent further incidents of famine. Be mindful that I will deem you responsible if another such incident occurs. Making use of highways and always ensuring sufficient stocks are ready for trade, as well as minimizing general trade delays, is recommended. New development. Wheat farms now require additional 2 workers, and from now on, each year you export at least 100 units of wheat to Rome. You'll secure it further against famine, increasing Rome's food security value by 2. Rome's food stocks will naturally decline by 1, which can occur once in each cycle between 10 and 12 months. If famine breaks out again, you lose 5 favor for every 3 in-game months until the situation is resolved and food security achieved. So now we have that. Great. I'm waiting on this. I could give them desirability, I just really don't want to. Because a lot of the stuff I can make is terrible. But maybe a little bit. Need that prosperity. So next year probably. And we could probably diversify into timber if I had enough workers, which we don't have at the moment. Build on our cold arrow. Clay is only worth 30 right now. Of course. Guys are getting pissed. But I don't want to build more small temples. As an oracle should probably help. Could make more clay, could start diversifying into timber. Probably not the worst idea, but timber dock needs to go elsewhere, not there. Here. There's another dock spot, alright. I could do that. Should have copied that setting. Oh, colleagues, welcome. Croton. Okay. We need a lot of workers. I really don't want to build crappy decoration though. Fucking sucks. If I wait a little bit, I'm pretty sure we can get there. Ah, yes. Wonderful. Oh, and we got... I'm gonna read that, but first... Because now there's the veteran stuff left. Etruscan forces expected in 21 months. Okay. This should help, at least a little bit. So that message. Governor, their news has arrived. We were unable to contain the Etruscan military for long. The raiding forces are mustering as we speak to strike at Ostia to cut us home from key supply base. Use these precious funds we raised in Rome from emergency donations and establish local military facilities. Ostia must not be allowed to fall. So we got 2000 denarii. We unlocked a bunch of stuff. Look for exposed edges, yeah. Can make some legionary slayer. Some archers first. How do I explain it to the uninitiated? It doesn't matter how shit looks, what matters if it works. And this works exceptionally well, as opposed to something that's lined up nice and neat, but it's fucking catastrophic for efficiency. That's what I care about. Is it just the ultimate gospel truth? No, you know, it's fine to play however you want. I just like when my shit works. I know it's a far conclusion, but you of all people know that, so I'm sure it's just a jab. And now with the roadhouse, that's Peter Griffin, no, the warehouse can also have the road going through it, which adds to the spaghetti flavor. I know it looks okay, it's fine. It's fine. Let's get some clay. Blockhouse, yeah. King's Demand. Oh, this is the fuck my life event. Governor, I inform you that Ostia's primary role is to provide Rome with cheap and abundant wheat. For this reason, I'm therefore forced to introduce price controls upon this trade good. Keep in mind that wheat must be provided. Our treasury does not allow for expenditure, but I will deem you responsible for any interruptions in our supply network. New development. Wheat can now only be exported at price of 3 denarii per cartload, making it unprofitable but necessary export. This event is related to the veteran mode, yes. And timber has collapsed as well. That's fine. Open this, do that. I'm sure he's doing only what's necessary. Right? Right? He wouldn't just be mean for no reason. I'm sure he's got his reasons. Reasons such as, I can't be bothered to do stuff myself. Good reasons. But it's veteran, like, you don't have to play on veteran. If you don't suffer from autism, I actually don't recommend you played veteran on your first playthrough, and I state so explicitly. But you can. You know. You can. Give me those weapons. Tempted to open Croton already. No trade ships. Messenger from Genoa. City is also in need of our excellent grain, though the king might not favor such a deal. We could export some of our wheat to Genoa and avoid price controls. For every 40 units of wheat exported to Genoa, you will gain 1100 denarii and lose 1 favor. Event is delayed to the veteran mode. Yeah, but are the ships coming at all? I've set this to export, right? Yeah. Where is Alalia? Is it Baghdad because I blocked this? But I blocked this on purpose. I guess I could just build a ship's bridge. Maybe that's why it's... This was not how it worked before, though. Okay. I think that was what was causing it. Open the second trade red then. Croton as well.
If it was up to me.
Oh, of course. Fucked up. Yeah, but that's a lot of maps didn't account for that, and this change, you know what it does? It makes the trade way worse. But they are leaving through the entry point still, if they deem that it's closer. So it's not always. That's how it should be, because on some maps you are actually supposed to trade with this. Yeah, I don't know who made that change. But like, already, the reasoning from my side. Okay, listen. Sea trade is already fucking horrible compared to land trade. It's already terrible. It's like, you know, this can trade like triple the amount of sea trade can. This change makes it even worse. And that's just counterintuitive because, well, IRL ship better than a horse, you know, carting shit. It's like, maybe we should be moving towards improving it, not making it worse, but just a suggestion. I need a second archer fort. Need a second engineer so I cover the rest of them. The Etruscans are gonna be here within a year. We are training soldiers as fast as we can. I'm not gonna multi-barracks, so... It's as good as it gets for now. We need to get... Well, not necessarily. This dock needs to go to the entry. Because it's gonna be the wheat dock. I have to do that. Yeah. I'll do that. It's gonna be Genoa. Like this, just so it has the best possible throughput. So they're forced to spawn on that tile. There's a chain. There's a chain. Now we need workers. I can give them pottery, but money is terrible, so not yet. Could add a couple more houses. Yeah, that collapse of wheat really did a number on our economy here. But that's fine. 8 months until Etruscans attack, and we don't have 2 full forts yet. So this is gonna be terrible. I could. We could do the children strategy, but I don't think we have to. Genoa. It is. The way they shout out of the schoolhouse like pellets, shoot out of the schools like pellets from a shotgun. Yep. Exactly. I still don't know if this is great. Like, they could smash my supply post when they attack. See if we can hold them off here, maybe. Pottery is gonna come soon. Just need to secure enough money so that we don't die. But I also need a legionary fort, so... have to make that first. Almost to the first milestone. It's gonna give us some money. 2 months until invasion happens. We are recruiting some legionaries. That other they recruit archers. You got some money. Let's do a gift. A troop of performing coders. That's a good gift. I'm sure Caesar is gonna appreciate that greatly. I'll let the legionaries sit here, I think. Or I could build a bow fort here somewhere. Definitely could use some buffer. You lost a couple of archers. It's not Augustus. It's Tarquinius, probably. But, yeah. We this year is December. Next year we should be able to increase the throughput. Lighthouse would help, but I don't think we need to build a lighthouse. It would probably be a bad investment. I need the pottery though, I think. Even though I might win without pottery. Just need like one more house. How much does pottery cost on this map, by the way? Yeah, it is expensive. But I'm not gonna do oil and furniture, as we did before. Replace a market with a house and build a highway to the granary. I could. But I think I want to win with pottery. Is it necessary? No, I don't think so, but I want to. At least have some insula. I'm not taxing these buggers at the moment, so... Could do that. They have to go around now, but that's fine. Could do more timber, but we don't have the workers, so maybe after we evolve these. You can, technically. I'm gonna win soon. 2 months. It's been 2 hours. We've been playing just Ostia. Okay. Brandisium. Welcome to Brandisium, Governor. Before we do that, let's check the goal. So 5,000 pop. That means one single 22x6 block is not gonna suffice. We need 2. We'll probably do 2 full ones because there is probably enough trade to do that. By the way, this is a opt-out for anyone who doesn't want spoilers, who hasn't played Brandisium. You can opt out. But yeah, I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna do the normal, and then we'll do the veteran. So we need 5,000 pops, 40 prosperity, 65 favor, 30 culture, and 30 peace. Welcome to Brandisium, Governor. Roman armies have sufficiently pacified the locals, as your only concern is still going to be city development. The original Greek settlement was regrettably razed in the siege, and part of the funds dedicated for your city were redirected to upkeep the armies. So you should try and use what remains to remove the ruins and uncover any potential spoils or hidden valuables. I wish for Brundisium to develop into a regional trade center. Use the ample local resources and fertile land in order to create a city of Roman standards with adequate housing for all the workers as well as sizable harbor area to facilitate overseas trade. In Brundisium, you will familiarize yourself with a new step in each city's development. Before craftsmen who can create processed goods can be attracted to your city, you will have to rely on agricultural activity, mining or lumber industry to sustain the early growth of your colony. Fortunately, this process is helped by the monthly state subsidy of 100 denarii, granted to all fledgling colonies. If you find time in your busy schedule, I advise you to get familiar with large-scale constructions as well. Vital skill set, useful later, blah blah. Okay, edicts. Spoils of war, staffing a work camp will provide you with a message explaining how to exploit the ruins and gain additional income. Note that manually removing any of the ruins will reduce the future gains from this event chain. Bedrock. After the city achieves 2000 population and has 10 staffed clay pits, stone and marble will be unlocked for local production. Additional information. Don't need to read that, that's not really touch much. Yep. So, we already started a bunch of events, so there's the colonial subsidy, we are getting 100 denarii per month until we get this prosperity. We have the objective for unlocking stone and marble, and then we also have clearing ruins, so we need to staff a work camp. No, there's no hippodrome. There's a coliseum though. If you are insane enough to make it. But yeah, Brundisium. This is the old Greek city. It's got different kind of things going for it. So this is the housing block area, then you've got the walls and farms, walls, and the harbor. If you destroy any of it, you don't get the resources or the money from it later with the work camps. No, it's not a bad idea. It is not a bad idea to do that. We don't start with a ton of money. You only need 4. No, you can get as many as you want. It clears the ruins faster the more you have. It's not up to 4. It just, even if you have 100 work camps, it will just clear them instantly. Technically, 30 work camps would instantly cap each 7 days the stage. So you could clear it in less than a month. Good. I'll stick with something reasonable, I think. Now we need to be a road. I think I can get away with clearing 2. Where's my preview? Where's the fucking preview? Just fucking what? With the roads? No, it's maximizing space. Yeah, no, it's good. You should do that actually, but it's like you don't have to. It's just if you want to do the best, you do this. A reservoir here, and then I'll water the rest of it from right here, right here. Right click. I right clicked. Why there's no preview? What is this? Well, it doesn't show. I don't know if this is gonna work. I did click right click. Okay. Paths? No. If I right click this, nothing happens. If I right click that, I go back. This is a problem, by the way. But I think it's pretty self-evident. Yep, it's on. I'm gonna wait until Johan tells me what to do because I have no idea. It does not. I think it's these ruins. They're fucking with the preview. If I remove them. On pause. No. You might not like it, but this is what peak Roman road physique looks like. It's okay. Criticize it. Yeah, I'm gonna just restart. That's fine. But this is a problem. I should have made a save and sent you the save. Because if this keeps happening, that's gonna be annoying as fuck to people. Okay. Seems to work. Okay. It's save specific. Sure. And maybe you're right, I don't know. It just seemed like a really annoying bug. Regardless of how it happens, we should probably try and not have that happen. Or prepare for the rage. Okay. This time we might do the block a bit differently then. I think here is it's gonna be a bit of wasted space, but I can make a supply hub here. So that's okay. That corner is fine. It's wasting a bit of space there, but whatever. Could leave enough space for water if I want to. Too large. It does work somewhere, but that's not good enough. Because other stuff might break. This is a good spot for services. Inner side, also good. But it's super finicky, it could break. I'm gonna make it more stable. Oh, Persian house that don't merge. Inner or outer side for houses? I think outer. This is gonna cost me a ton of money, but it's on normal. We can survive like this. Staff will work camp right away. Oh yeah, maybe. You might be right. But I don't use space for it, I use tab. But overlay is not on at the start. So it couldn't have been that. And also the overlay's fucked with the mergers. Some overlays. The ones I don't use anyway. Yeah, but I don't notice because I don't use most of those overlays, but that should be fixed because some people do use these. Trade. Korkira is cheapest, but it's the Greek city. I could trade with them already. Clay, sand, pottery. It's a sea trade rate though. Rome is cheap as well. Buy a bunch of clay. Could just set it up there. Or here, because docks are gonna be a bit tricky. The best dock spots are here, but it's the harbor, so we should clear that first. I could set up docks here, but I'd prefer to do it differently. We don't have timber here, I don't think, so just clear these trees. Set up some clay. definitely went super heavy on the population, but that's okay. So now we have the rock camp. What happens is we have the clearing ruins. That is the staffed rock camps. That's how many we have, and then we have work done up to 250. Each time it gets to 250, we clear a cluster or a bunch of ruins, and we get some resources and money. We also get money passively by clearing the progress, but it's a small amount. It's like 25 denarii per work camp per 7 days, in-game days. So in a month you can do a bunch of clearing. I like to make another rock camp, but we'll delay a little bit. Yeah, I will. But they're not super cheap. It takes a while to pay off. 150 denarii. That's a long time. But we can make more. But it's gonna force me, you know, the sooner I do it, the sooner it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna get stone and marble and stuff, and I need warehouses for that, so it's gonna actually force infrastructure on me. Maybe too early. But it does give me money, so... eh. Where do I want to build monuments later? Depends. Probably around here. I think Calix had her stuff here as well. But Calix also built vegetable farms instead of wheat farms. I didn't mention that, but that's bad. So wheat is double the yield. Yeah. I didn't want to say, but I saw the vegetables here as like cringe, but okay. Yeah. No, it's fine. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. It's okay. Yeah, that's correct, but you can also just cart them. So I think that you want that double yield first, and then worry about the other stuff. We want to sell wheat to Rome, so I'll set up some wheat farming. It unfortunately means that my money is not gonna recover in a short term. It's September. Maybe I should wait, because I maybe can recover. Am I paying myself 80? Stupid. Okay, that's good. We don't have the first cluster yet, but almost there. You have ridiculous unemployment. I'd like to end the year before I spend, but we are probably gonna pay like 200 in tribute, so we can maybe set up at least some farming. It's okay when you don't have a... yeah, I know. It's not like the map is super extreme though, so you can live with that. It's just not preferable. But I get the idea, like, you don't want to... you know, the vegetables grow slower, so you want them closer to the granary, I get that, but I think the cost of a supply depot is actually, like, the car depot is way lower than shooting yourself in the foot. But actually, it's the opposite, Calix, because if you think about it, wheat grows faster, which means that it needs to have a closer destination. Because if it doesn't have a closer destination, then they waste production. If it's vegetables, they can travel like 32 tiles and still return before the next harvest is ready. But for wheat, it's 16 tiles, which is not... yeah. Workers have cleared away a large part of the ruined houses, which form core of the old city. Following resources will be taken to the stockpile the next days. Stone, marble, and 2,400 denarii. Okay, we got money. Let's do this. Stone, marble. Let's get an architect. Concrete workshop, sand pit. Start building an oracle. Got it backwards. Vegetables are marble to wheat stone. Yeah, basically. Still clapping my hands in the Reddit, so welcome. Not alone. Let's get that. We also want a warehouse for wheat, I think. But I'm worried about removing that ruin. So maybe I will mix it. I want another Roman trade first. Capia buys bunch of sand and clay, so let's open that. I'm not gonna have a full highway. Did we receive the resources, by the way? No, I didn't. Oh, what's wrong? I need to check. Why is it covering the whole map with a trigger? Never did that. Yeah, permissions, but does it mean that it doesn't when you don't have this? That shouldn't work like that, because they take anyway. If you don't have this, events can take from it anyway, so they should be able to give you stuff. I have permitted specific storage, just not that. And that shouldn't determine that. It's just where they take from first, but if there is no other available, they should dump it here. If that's how it works, that's a bug. But I wanted to check the cycle. Why is this on 3? Alright, maybe it still needs to tick up. It's on 2. I think I fucked up. This needs to be on twice. This one doesn't repeat actually, but the other ones need to. It still might not give me this stuff. I'm okay with that. Well, that's miserable, but we can deal with it later. Farmland cleared up. What was that message? Vine and stone, okay. Stone we already have. Oh, now I got this stuff. It's delayed. It should work though. Hopefully we get all the things. I want... Why did it go here though? This is fucked. Oh, do you want to save Johan? Because I don't accept stone here. But it dumped my stone here, and this is bad. Yeah. This is just fucking broken. As always. It's just a part of life at this point. I'll send you the save. Okay. I need wine somewhere, so I'm gonna just store it because I need it for an event. Where do I import some? I don't know. So it can be here. Oh, maybe I... Okay, let me check. Maybe I made a mistake. It's possible. Because I think that I might have. Reward clock. No. Reward. Respect. Yeah, it should respect. Ignore that. Somehow I forgot to click that. Still really awful for me, but everywhere else it's done, right? Yes. It's okay. I'm just retarded. Ignore it. Now I have to figure out how do I get this stone out of this. Accept it temporarily, and are there people who want to buy it? Athene, but Vetluna is a Roman trade route, but it's a sea trade route. You know what? I'm just gonna get it. Just get. There you go. And here, yeah, we'll want to switch that as well. No, it's, Johan, it's fine. I made a mistake. This event. This one. I had this not respecting storage. It was an oversight. But I need to write that into the to-do list. Apologies. Money is so flush here. On veteran, the prices are way harder, I think. And I forgot to permit the vine somewhere. Oh. Because I saw the stone clumped in here and I did not do super well. Yeah, okay, we got the marble and stone mining. It's fine. Now that I know about the bugs, do I just want to go and fix them really? I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that. Obviously the way to do this would be get this dock and just trade certain resources here. Like maybe stone and marble. And then keep this one for the more bulky goods like pottery, clay, stuff like that. Goes here, but I don't want to remove the ruins because you lose rewards if you do. And then also I bypassed that because I removed some ruins, I think. So now it counts as bypass, right? If I remove more. I'm gonna test this. This is for testing the event. Right? Yeah, and if I remove this... Yeah, okay. So that does remove the ruins event completely. Without the reward. That's perfect. Alright, I'm gonna go into the map making mines and fix this. Release a new version that has these bugs fixed. And then I really should start on Capia, but I'm super tired today, so I don't know if I can start on that yet. But it should be a good preview. We haven't played Veteran Capia or Veteran Bundesum because I just don't have the willpower. When I know there are bugs, I just want to go and fix them. So let's do that. But I'll probably put this on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it or like, oh, this seems cool, maybe I would want to help with testing. You can still buy Discord and play it yourself and tell me if you run into something broken or if you have any suggestions. But that's gonna be everything for today. Thank you for watching. See you around. Bye.